98.1 Love Music. Love Life.
Okay, so basically that's it. As we can see, okay was an amazing product designer, like one of the best I have ever met. But yeah, to just get started, like I said before, but I'll just repeat it again for people who are just joining. This is basically something that we organize so that we can just share memories that we've had with or of okay. Just like experiences, great times, how he has inspired us, how he's impacted us, how he's motivated us in different areas of our lives. Just basically speaking in honor of him. So yeah, everybody is welcome to share. It doesn't matter if you knew him that well or if you didn't know him that well. If he has in any way impacted your life, you are very welcome to share your experience. Yeah, so this is open for everyone. And to get started, just if you have anything that you would like to say about okay, just any story or anything that you would like to share, just raise up your hand, like with the Zoom raise hand feature, and we would call on you. And so if there's anybody who would like to speak, just like raise your hand and you'll be called on to speak. Anybody? Nobody has anything to say. I mean, I assume that the reason we're all here is to just talk about care. So if you have anything to say, just okay, we have one person. Yeah, okay, Mudia.
Hey, Darren. Good
I'm
evening. So I don't know. Funny story, yeah. And I told okay this story recently on that our group chats. So 2017, someone hit me up to work on a file, WordPress design, right? And I'm like, okay, can I just get the design file? And I mean, it was in Photoshop. So I remember I used to always tell him that man, you were the guy who gave me hell 2017. You're the guy who gave me hell in 2017. I'm in a dark room, I can't start my video. And I mean, we just used to banter about it. But then we started talking on Asha, and then I realized that, man, this guy does really great work. When it came to real detailed feedback, and I mean, okay, it's a person to go to. When it comes to knowing resources you should read to basically upgrade yourself, okay, it's a person to go to. I remember I started studying grids and I had issues with it. He was like, you know what, run through the book and then hit me up when you have questions. And he would just randomly send me resources for grid systems or send me maybe lectures and stuff he watched. I just realized that although we didn't always have that continuous back and forth, like we would talk for hours and stuff, he was always willing to help out. And that was one thing I respected. It was a level of knowledge and expertise that he exhibited. And I also saw how he also communicated with people in the group. He was honest with his feedback. He was pointing out areas for you to grow. And you could also see the hard work he was putting in. So I think for the little time I got to know him, he was a real blessing. For the time also he spent with the community, he was also a real blessing. And that's one thing I know I'll miss forever. So RIP, okay. Like Daniel said, right? When we see a beautiful sky, at least we know he is creating something magnificent. His works are amazing. His impact is still going to be felt for years to come. And his drive is an inspiration to a lot of us. I hope his family finds some form of peace. And I hope that we, as designers, and we in the community, will emulate the amazing legacy he left behind and his drive for helping others and for being his best self. Thank you, Derry.
Yeah, that was beautiful to listen to. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Godwin, yeah, you can speak next.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My first encounter with Okay was on the Asha group chat. It was a Whip Shots Wednesday. I mean, I never met him physically. It was a Whip Shots Wednesday, and that was the first time I was posting. And then I posted, and then all of a sudden, I saw this random person giving me like a long paragraph of what should have been done, what he really liked in the design. I mean, at first I was like, who are you? Like, why all of this? But then I took my time, I read through it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like as come. I mean, he could have just have ignored it and then let it pass by. That was my first encounter with him, and since then, like, I followed him, and then we've been talking up until the point of me reaching out. Is like I almost reach out every month to say, oh, are you available? There's an open role for you at the company. Just hit me up whenever you're available. Like, I'll love you to be on the team. I mean, he was a great guy. I up to now I still wish, like, oh, I saw him physically to interact with him physically. But I'm very sure he's in a better place now. I'll miss him. I'll miss the great designs, great insights. Okay, someone like I eat up randomly out of the blues. We don't talk for a month. I eat him randomly, and I'm like, oh, I really saw this thing. How do you feel? What do you think about it? And then he comes down like, oh, we're like almost like the best of friends. And that's one character about him I'll continue to love and appreciate about him. I hope that every one of us and every member of his family finds closure, and then we'll all go through this together. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Godwin. Does anybody else have anything they want to say? Like I said, you don't have to like have known him personally, but then if in any way he has helped you out, impacted your life in any way, you can speak. Okay, Lillian, you're up next.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So Okay was my best friend. I knew him for about 4 years. I remember meeting him for the very first time at his office at CC Hub. I think he was interning there. So it was time for lunch, and then he said he was going to take me to this nice place he used to get lunch every time. I was really excited. So I got there and I realized that I didn't like take my wallet along. I mean, it was my first time meeting him, so I wasn't expecting him to, like, pay for my stuff or anything. But, like, he didn't mind. He was like, oh, that he's so sorry that I couldn't find my wallet, and then he offered to pay. And then I'd already ordered like my food, like I was actually going to pay for it myself. So it was a lot. And then I was very happy that he paid for me. And then we got back to his office, and then I remember him giving me some design videos and crack Adobe Photoshop. He wanted me to like take up to just learn and get an idea of how design works and stuff. Then we both study computer science, so we were both in the same level at the time. So he was like a mentor, or he was trying to guide my path into what to major on later by the time I was done with uni. I mean, he was very focused. He was our mate, yeah, but it felt like he was way ahead of us. And then I remember going to see him a couple of other times again within that same period. And then he was very inspirational to me. He was always sending me like pages of designers on Twitter, like that they were doing well and I could be like them in the nearest future. I mean, he was very, very inspirational. Eventually, I decided that like design wasn't just for me, and I was probably considering product management. And when I told him, he was very he was very supportive. Like, he was always sending me product dive tweets, product school tweets. He always wanted me to like know what's up in the whole product management world. And then I remember last year, 2018, I was going to go for my internship. Like, it was my first time ever applying for jobs. So every time I apply for jobs, they would always like reject me. So I was just talking to him about it. And then he asked me to send him like a copy of my resume. And then I sent it to him, and then he made like all the necessary corrections. Apparently, I was just, sending them that I wanted to intern there. I wasn't saying, oh, I want to be a product management intern. I want to be a software engineering intern. So like, he directed me on how to, apply properly. And then I eventually got like an internship placement. So basically, if you needed like if you needed advice on anything at all, okay, was that guy that you could just, run it by, and he would, give you like the possible best advice on about whatever topic it was. And then I remember in, I think 2018 or so, I was like seriously complaining about school, that I wanted to change my department, that this computer science was like really tough. And then he was there, he listened to me. Like, okay, was a listener. Like, if you had any problem at all, and he wasn't judgmental at all. Like, he would listen to you, and then he would give you like necessary feedback on what you had said. And like, from his feedback, you could easily tell that he was actually listening to you. So he was like a perfect friend. Like, I have a lot of friends, like not a lot of my friends are interested in, your career growth or anything like that. But okay was, very invested in making sure that his friends were okay and were making the right steps, or taking the right steps rather. And then I remember my final year project, I was battling with choosing a topic. As I said earlier, me and Oke studied the same course. So I was talking to him about what project I wanted to do. And then I was like, that we could probably do the same project now. And I assumed maybe he'd be like, oh no, we can't. And I was like, sure, that's fine. So he sent me like all materials I needed. He gave me the topic. Like, he was there for me. Like, even times when I forget that like I'm even doing my project, he'll remind me that, oh, what's up, what's the progress with your project and everything. So I'll just update him. And I remember on the day of my project defense, it was to be done online. He called me that morning. I was like, what's up? Am I ready? And I'm like, not really. So he ran through all my slides with me, asked me questions in a way that like, if my lecturer answered, I'll be able to answer as well. He corrected my mistakes. Like, he was a good friend. Like, he was dependable. Like, he was resourceful. I cannot even think of words to describe how much of an amazing person Oke was. Hearing of his death was really, really, really heartbreaking. Like, it was unexpected. It wasn't something that I saw coming. And up until he died, like the Monday of his death, we had already made plans to see, because we hadn't seen for a really, really long time. So that Wednesday, when I opened my phone, opened Twitter app to see people saying rest in peace under his tweet, like, he felt like my whole world was crashing down. I mean, my heart just broke. Like, I didn't want to believe it was real. But eventually, like, I had to, take it in and just accept that he had, passed. And I really hope that he's in a better place, because he was like an angel. Like, he was an angel, not just like an angel. He was a perfect angel. So he deserved to rest in a much better place. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Shama, I think you raised your hand before. You wanted to say something. I can't tell if you're still here, but if you are and you still want to speak, you can now.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Okay.
I personally didn't meet Oke physically, but I feel him through somebody that I met, and I'm just not going to mention names, yes, but imagine somebody saying, "Oh, I'm quitting my job for this particular thing," and you see like intense growth in that person, or because somebody influenced that decision. And trust me, it really spoke to me that, I mean, if somebody can do this, and somebody can just make like a life-changing decision because somebody influenced them, this person must be like somebody that's really, really cool. So I started looking out for like him, and literally I saw some of his projects, some of his stuff that he did, and I was like, no, this is really, really nice. Eventually, when I learned that he died, and it came as a shock. And my biggest question was asking if that could have happened to me, you know. But it's a good thing. Like, everybody has been talking about all the legacies that he has left behind, and I just pray that he is in a better place. Honestly, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Okay, Ife.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone, on this farewell session for OK. First of all, I would like to say in everything we give thanks to God. Even though I never met OK personally, I happen to be on the same group, Coterie, with him, and even though I'm not so vocal on that group, I try my best to read every conversation that goes on that group. And OK was one of the people that I really learned so much. I really learned so much from his conversations, his reviews, the feedback he gives, and all that. And even though I'm not a product person, I'm not a UI person, so I really didn't follow up much with him on some of his works. But hearing of his passing, I realized that such a young, gentle, unassuming person had so much to offer, and it's a wake up call to each and every one of us designers. We know his passing wasn't caused by neglect or negligence or carelessness. We can't just explain why he was in, right? And I want to cheer everyone and encourage everyone to live the best they can live, right? We have just one life to live, right? The little we can do in the little time that we have here on earth, we should focus on leaving a legacy that even when we are gone, right, our works will still speak for us, right? I checked the number of participants here and I saw about 70 and above and all that. I'm like, it shows that the design community is one and strong, and we shouldn't. This is craving for the unity, the love, the bond that should exist amongst us, right? Okay, people have said different things about okay. People have said good things. It's opportunity that is not even yet to even listen to the things we're saying about him. But I want to encourage everyone, and I commiserate with his family, his parents, his brother, his girlfriend, Derry. I know they're mostly devastated, but I want to say that we should. Okay lives on. I pray that he's in a better place, and I pray that such would not repeat itself. Such will not happen in our midst. I don't want to talk too much. Thank you very much to the team at Coterie for putting this together. I know that wherever he is, his soul will bless you guys. Thank you for all you're doing for the design community at large. And I pray God keeps us safe. Affliction will not rise in our midst the second time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ife. Does anyone else have anything that they would like to say? I mean, like I said, it's open for anyone and everyone to talk. So if you have anything you would like to share, anything at all, just raise your hand and I would call on you. Okay, Shayo, yeah.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I need to be sure that you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So I met Uke 2015. We were freshmen in university, and at the time I was into software. I still am, and we were seated in one lecture hall after a lecture, and I saw him with his laptop. And so I looked. He looked very cool. He looked like a nerd. I saw him like who's this fine boy? And then he had like his round glasses and stuff. So I went to meet him, and he was more friendly than anticipated, right? And we just got going like that. And all through the period that I knew him, one thing that I could always say about Oke was that Oke was a good man. In 2016, there was a time when, in fact, twice like that I needed a favor. And I just literally went to his room like, hey, guy, I need you to do this for me. And he did it. Another time, I and a friend were starting a product. And so we needed a logo and we just went to him. And Oke did it for us free of charge. He did not take anything, as in he did it immediately. That was the kind of person he was. Anytime I needed anything, I could just message him like, hey, guy, what's up? Help me do this, help me do this. Guy, help me do this. And he was just so easygoing. And so when I saw that he had passed on, I was devastated and very, very sad because all I just kept thinking to myself was he was a good person. He was like he's somebody that I'm very confident. Like if I was somewhere and somebody were to say something bad about him, I'll be like, are you sure it's okay? Because in every regard, I mean, in all our interactions, not once did I see something that I'll be like, oh, okay, this guy is proud, this guy is arrogant or something. No, he was just a good person. And so those are my memories of him. And so I know that he's in a better place. And I guess that's all. That's all.
Thank you so much, Shayo. Cynthia.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can. Thank you.
Yeah, so, well, okay, and I grew up together in the barracks until I packed away from there like 3 years ago. So, one thing I know about him is that he's a very reserved person, very respectful, and okay, just someone that you can easily like vibe with. Let me just use that word. I remember vividly when I was in school. I also went to FUNAB. So I remember one time I was in school and I saw Oke's mom and Oke by chance. So it was just like a very interesting moment seeing your neighbor in your school, and the mom was like, wow, Cynthia, are you also in this school? And I was like, yes, that okay, just gain admission and stuff. And that moment was, I was just very happy seeing okay in my school then. And that kind of fostered a, should I say, let me just, a closer relationship in a way, a good relationship with him. Whenever we see them in the barracks, okay, always so respectful, greeting me like I was far older than him and stuff. So his death, hearing about his death on Monday was so heartbreaking. Seeing the mom crying, seeing everything that happened that day, it was devastating. But hearing so much about how well okay impacted so many people's life is kind of comforting, and I really do hope that, and I pray every time that he's in a better place and he's resting well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cynthia. Itunu. Itunu, are you there? Okay, while we wait for him or her, Samuel.
All right. Hi everyone.
Hi.
So myself and Oke, we basically, should I say, started off together in a way, right? When he came to intern at Amplify, and basically that was where we became close. We became friends, right? Like everybody has been saying, Oke has been like a big part of our design growth, but at the same time, it has also been a big part of me being a better person, right? Generally. Oke was opinionated. Like, Oke was the only designer that I met who would sit down in a boardroom with clients and tell them that what they're saying is wrong, right? I was always like, guy, just let's just do this. Like, do we have to argue? Okay, it's like, this is not arguing, this is doing the right thing. And I'm like, okay. People really didn't understand. Our boss at the time didn't really understand, right? But was fighting for like every of his should I say meetings at every interval, right? Okay, and myself basically used to challenge each other. So if he sent him meetings I'm on the other, or no, I had to send him some things too, right? And what like Zoom calls to like, guy, check this out. Oh, what do you think about this? Do you think I should do it this way? And like, it wasn't really easy for me when I heard about his death. Right, we had a plan. So I don't know, okay, I've been doing brainstorming on this project on Sunday, right? But everyone like still really rowdy. I was still chatting and saying that yo, I guess we'll just have to stay safe and all, right? And when I heard the next that that particular thing, like I couldn't even do anything for a couple of days. Like I was just because I'm like, yo, I just spoke to this person. Like even on that particular day, I still spoke to him. But man, Oke was like an awesome person. Like I know it sounds cliche to say someone was perfect, yeah. But Oke was perfect. He tried these brownies out and he's like sending you links. Should he order for you so that you can just it was this kind of friend that was looking out for you, like personal issues that I could relate to it. Okay, yo, this is what's going on in my life. And this guy is like, guy, you can get through this. So the particular thing that is always saying, like, because probably he knows me personally, like, oh guy, just keep pushing, man. 2 a.m. you message Oke is awake. 4 a.m. you message Oke is awake. Like sometimes I wonder how he does it, right? How he manages to be in so many people's lives at the same time do the amazing things that he does, right? And I just really pray that everybody gets to receive the comfort, right? My guy used to always say that, yo, we're going to make it big one day, right? And we all didn't understand the definition of making it big, right? And just imagine like after he had gone and the recognition, the things that started coming out, like it was like I was even at the point of like, so why didn't all these things happen when he could see them? Like what exactly was wrong? Like, but I just had to console myself to to probably say this was the Big Bang that I was always talking about, right? And I just really wish or hope that his life can continue to be an encouragement, right? I started a journal ever since he died of things that I wish I could have said or things that were going right. And I just really hope that his family can get comfort, every one of his loved ones can get comfort, right? And yeah, that's basically it.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you for sharing. Happy.
Hello guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So I first met at the GDG Dev Fest 2017, and ever since then I've known him to be quite a calm person, and even though we never had a very close relationship, I just always knew he was there, and then one could very easily reach out to him. So we are both core team members of the DSC for a while, and there was this time we needed a website for the DSC. That was when school was quite hectic, and to think, okay, still found the time to come up with a very beautiful design at that point when I personally was still thinking I couldn't invest that much time into something else. And then he still did it very well, such that it was mind-blowing. Is something I couldn't really fathom. And the fact that I very well know was very hardworking, and I can easily relate with how much effort and hard work he put into his art, and to see that he wasn't allowed to eat the greatest heights that he would have want to really eat me, because it just shows that we all are not guaranteed to reach whatever goals we've probably set. And it's saddening to just see that he passed on in the way he actually passed on. For me, it's quite difficult because considering I never spoke to him a lot personally, to see how much his death has hit me, I really just can't explain. Say one of those cases where the person is there, but you can't really say when they're no longer there. You just start feeling it, and the fact that there really is no longer any okay for me to reach out to say I need a design quickly, or I need your thoughts on something. It's just something I can't wrap my head around at the moment. While I've grieved for a while, personally, I just guilt trip myself sometimes when I find myself not grieving so much. I don't know how to explain that, but I think I can just take solace in the fact that actually lived his life well, and I think I'm sure he enjoyed the process of living. He didn't just allow life happen to him. I think he actually uh, made his life look the way he wanted it to look as much as he possibly could. I think we can all take solace in that and live our lives in the best way we all can. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Habib. Samuel, your hand is still raised. Habib, your hand is still raised. If you're here, you can speak now.
Okay, hi everyone. I am Itunu Oluwa Additional, aka Itin Sugar, and yeah, I'm friends with Daring. Oke's girlfriend, and that was how I knew Oke. And Oke was an amazing person. He is very sweet, very kind person. I first met Oke one time when I was heading to school. I was inside a car, the car from Oshodi to Abeokuta, and I had seen him, but I knew I knew him, but I wasn't sure where I knew him from. And I sat down in front of the car. So, and he was at the back. And next minute, I got a message from Darren saying that, oh, okay, is with you. He's in the car with you. And I was like, oh, okay, yes. I think, yeah, Darren, yes, that's true. And he's that type of person. Like, he's so cool. Like, and then I looked at him, I was like, hi, okay, like, what's up? So, and after that, I met him several times at Darren's place. They were like so cool. And I like hanging out with Darren because she's like, she makes me want to improve, make me want to be better. And that's how I know Oke is to her too. I know Oke means the world to Darren. And I'm glad they love each other. I'm glad got to experience that type of love with Darren Sola. And I don't know. Well, that's all, I guess. And I pray that his soul rest in peace. We all love Oke so much. Oke was an amazing guy, seriously, hands down. He was wonderful. And he was a very good lover to my very good friend. And I'm happy about that. So he lived and he loved, and he's resting now. So thank you all for coming out to speak about Oke. I've heard so many wonderful things, and I really hope that one day when we all go and meet our Father in heaven, that people will tend to talk about us like this too. Like, really good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Oliver. Okpe.
Hi, my name is I think about death a lot. I don't think I've ever been as close to it as I have with like I said. For me and for a lot of people, like we see ourselves in the guy. Okay, you're born in this country, everything is not good, and you spend so much time trying to defeat the odds.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. So could you like speak loud?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, this is much better. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So basically, I think I've heard so many people speak about Oke, and I find a lot of gratitude in the fact that he lived his life the best he could, given the conditions. All of us are under the short stick. Like, the odds that things will go wrong are much higher for like literally everyone on this call. And with Oke's death, it was glaring, right? There are a lot of people where it's really painful because you kind of hope that he got to take it to the end. Like, and it's not like we knew the end or what it was going to be or what it was going to be like. But like from the reality of what he was, like it was clear that like if you let this person be, if you support this person, they were going to go all the way. So personally, like, and this is weird because also I know that his family and friends were much closer to him, and I'm degrees of separations away from this person. I feel so much for this person that I only knew through text. So I understand it must be much harder for people. So I guess I'm speaking for myself here. Like, I'm happy when I hear everything everybody has to say, in the knowledge that, to the very end, like, it did the very best it could. I'm happy that in some way, like, I got to experience this person. Like, I got to answer questions from this person. I hear a lot about okay now, and it's so impressive. Like, this is who I want to be. Like, just against the odds, trying to be the best you can, the very, very best you can, not being satisfied with what you've been given, and just like at the same time helping everybody that comes your way, like relentlessly giving yourself, giving parts of yourself, and not expecting anything from anybody, and just trying to push yourself like as far as you can. So honestly, like, I'm happy that we are having these conversations. Of course, grief is for the living, right? But I'm personally really happy that we're able to have these conversations. And man, it's sad, man. It's sad. I don't know what else to say, but like, I wish his family and friends well. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Adedamola.
Hello. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Okay, so okay. Used to be my sister's boyfriend, and okay, is a sweetheart. Okay, was a very great lover. Like, he loved without holding back. Like, I could, like, he was oozing love. Like, some people that okay, they have a mix of bad blood and normal blood, but it was just a darling to the end. Sometimes I'm like, when my sister have a disagreement, I'm like, Darian, I'm so sure you're not disturbing this boy because he is faultless. He's just a darling, and I always enjoy his company anytime he comes around. Because even the weekend before he passed, he was here, and I think for dinner, the particular time we didn't have dinner, and it was like, I can't be snacking at you. Like, it was 2:10 or so, and it was like, I'm sure the store has not locked. I was like, they've closed. Said no, let's check. You can't just say that they've locked. Or then he went there, texted me, what do you want, Pringles, this, that, and he just came. I'm like, please don't let me stress you. And so it was just a sweetheart, and he worked, like, he was always on his laptop, middle of the night, taking my sister lessons. I'm like, don't you guys sleep? Sometimes I come out for it, and my sister, she's I can hear them talking. Say, okay, say they're doing tutorial. I'm like, man, it was just a sweetheart. And sometimes I just have conversations even right now. I'm like, I'm sure this guy is not here, probably listening, but I'm sure you're here. And although until we heard the news, and shocked, wishing was a dream, wishing that people actually helped. And I just pray that God comforts us and Charlie's mom. I just pray that God continue to grant her peace, because it's not easy losing someone this close. Well, and I'm glad actually that everybody has something great to say because I'm like, initially I was just like, okay, but I'm like, it was short, but impacted so many lives, did so many things, saw some project. I'm like, wow, like nobody wouldn't believe that this is his age. Well, I'm glad that he has done so much, impacted so many lives. I hope that his soul rests in peace. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for sharing. By the way, it's Noloa, your hand is still raised. Yeah. Lola.
Okay, hi everyone.
Hi.
Okay, so basically, I'll just start from the top. I met Oker on the internet. I mean, I feel like this can be a cliche. Oh, I met them on the internet story, but it's actually anything but, because I think from the first from the first time that Oker sent me a message, he reached out to me because apparently he had seen some of my pictures, and then he liked them, and he was saying how he had just gotten this new pixel camera and he wanted to like learn how to take cool pictures. And then we got talking. Funny enough, it was really surprising to see this person. He seemed so like interesting. He was so young. I mean, I think at some point he told me his age and then what he was doing. I mean, all the time I was just thinking, man, this guy is 20. He's my fucking age, and then look at how much he has done. And then he was, and notwithstanding that, there he was like still asking me to learn something that was entirely unrelated to like basically to learn something new. The point is that like okay was the kind of person that um you would always observe to want to learn more. He always wanted to learn more. He was very driven. He was very hardworking. From the first day I met him to the last time I spoke to him, like every day in he woke up every day like being a major source of inspiration to me. I mean, okay had accomplished so much in so little time, and yet he was never satisfied. He was very ambitious. He like like someone said, you would message Oke at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and Oke would still be up. I used to worry about him because he never really got so much sleep. He was always like, I just used to wonder how could anyone have so much drive? Like, if okay is still up at this time, then obviously I have to be up. So it was like that. Okay was the kind of person that just had that positive energy. Like he always would. You could be around okay and not be a better person. That's just you couldn't. And then initially when we started talking, I mean, I didn't expect it to get I didn't expect us to become that good of friends. But like it was really surprising because okay is just the kind of person that is it makes it really easy to be friends with him. He's very sweet. I remember during my birthday, um okay I remember during my birthday, this year especially, it was during the peak of Corona and then nobody was going around to see people. And then it was just very obvious that I was going to be spending my birthday alone. And it made me really sad on that day. I'm not sure why, but it made me really sad. And then because I had, like, okay, and I had been talking a lot. And then naturally, basically, I told him how sad it made me that I was going to be spending my birthday alone. And he he showed up, like, he showed up with all the things that I didn't even have to ask him to get, but he knew to get them anyways, because that's the kind of person that he was. He was very thoughtful, and he always knew how to show care for people. Like, he I don't know, really. I think it makes me really sad that the a lot of people only seem to I won't say realize this, but basically something like that only came to realize how much of a wonderful person he was when such a terrible thing happened. I mean, I remember being completely devastated. I still am, honestly, completely devastated at what happened on the day he died. To be honest, I don't think I completely believe it yet. It's still settling in, but just it's really painful seeing how close he was. I could feel it. We could taste it that he was so close. I mean, okay, I had a job, but he was like, we've been talking a lot about how he was really ready to quit because he felt that he could be doing a lot better than he currently was. Not that his job was super or anything. He just felt that he needed to take a few steps back to make that one great leap. Those were exactly his words. And it was very admirable, I guess, just looking at this person that though he has accomplished so much, he was still ready to learn all the time. Like, he didn't know anything, and like he was going to be starting from the ground up. And honestly, like, I I could go on and on about the kind of person that Oke was to me. Oke was everything. Oke was my best friend. He was my gist partner. He was my legal advisor. Oh my god. Oke was he was just I don't and it's funny because I just wonder, like, seeing this many people that obviously had him in their lives and also and obviously like got to like interact with him. Where did he find the time? Sorry? Hello? All right, okay. Should I just go on talking or?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, so like, it's like, where did he find the time to be this perfect? Where did he find the time to touch so many lives? I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I didn't honestly, I didn't know that Oke had this many people in his life. He's the kind of person that would make you feel like okay, in the moment that you're interacting with him, like, oh, you're the only person he cares about. He knew how to make people feel loved, singularly loved. I mean, I only knew a handful of people, and then coming to see now that he was not just this person to me, but to a lot of people, I don't know, it's amazing. It's actually amazing. Okay, inspires me so much. Not just as the amazing designer that he was, or the person that was always keen to learn more, but as the person that knew how to be human and to like be great at it. So yeah, like I said, it's been pretty tough for me, seeing especially as it was sorry, he was someone that I spoke to all the time, and he was just always there. He was, I dare say, like he was the most reliable person in my life, to be honest, because okay was always there. But something I've been trying is so on the day that it happened, I started a voice diary that night, and I've been taking it one step at a time. The first voice note is the hardest to listen to because it's, it just carries all the pain from when I heard. But yeah, I'm hoping I basically talk about things that we used to talk about, and I try to like relive most of our memories in there. I asked like I figure this is so I feel like it's something I should do because I mean okay was a wonderful person and he's the kind of person that deserves to have his memories preserved because I think we all know that he had a lot to offer the world. I mean, he was just 21 and see how much he has done. So he's the kind of person that the world deserves to know about. And yeah, I guess I would use this medium to implore everyone. Well, this is already a good medium anyway. It's the fact that we're doing this to also have a sort of record for his memories. But, yeah, I hope that each and every one of us can find a way to live with this, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you, Lola. Yes, thank you for sharing. Lewa, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Please, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right. I did not know Okay personally. I'm a member of Coterie and I'm quite inactive, but I knew Okay the way I know everyone else in Asha by their chats and their texts, and I knew him to be a very intelligent and kind person. Like he was the kind of person to give reviews that were candid without being wicked. Like he would be candid about designs and without making the person who owns the design feel bad. And it's very challenging to hear and read a lot about what Okay has done with his life. And it's remarkable that he has done so much in so little time. Like when I found out his age, I was very surprised because he lived a full life. Like he lived well and he lived a very full life. And I just want to say that I'm challenged by his life. I'm challenged to do more with my life to live a better life, just as he lived his life. And I hope his mom, his siblings, and his girlfriend, all his friends, people who knew him personally, can find strength and comfort in this time. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you so much for sharing. Actually, like I'm going to butcher this name. I'm sorry, not Fushi. Yeah, and I think I'll just go with Anna. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, Anna, you can speak. Hello.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's Anatoma OC.
Okay, thank you.
I never met the man in person. I never knew him, but you see, the thing about being good in life is your goodness transcends through others, and the amount of good things I've heard about this one person, it's worthy of acknowledgement and praise. You know, all I'm just gonna say is I pray he rests well. He's gone, but never forgotten. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Emmanuel.
Hi everyone, good evening.
Hi.
Okay, so I think it's a big one and a big loss to everyone, designers community and developers community. So I was actually opportune to work with in Amplify Digital. I think when he was doing his internship and we all worked together. I was the one who was basically supervising him doing his internship and all that. So was a great guy and he was quite funny. Sometimes I just sit down and I think about some of the times we had conversations and we had a lot of section talking about a lot of things. I mean, from music to technology and just life in general. And you just be marveled how much of knowledge he has about a lot of things. I mean, his death just came as a shock. I just couldn't believe it when I heard the news. But in all, I think he was a great guy. He was always willing to help and see how he can assist. I remember when we have like a lot of project at hand, he would also write some of the codes for me, even though I would always joke with him that, guy, when you're done with this code, I still need to touch it because would always want to make a joke out of everything, even down to writing codes. So he was that calm, he was that cool, and he was funny. I remember him cracking jokes and always arguing with Sam about functional designs and just a lot of things. I just can't process at this point that would never have any time where I could just buzz him out of the blue and he'll always buzz me. He's that kind of person who wants to see you grow. From time to time, he'll just, hey, Emi Wonder. I mean, gave everybody in the agency name. This name, I just called myself Emi Wonder. It was actually and a whole lot of people started calling me the name Emi Wonder because of and even Sam and a whole lot of other colleagues. He gave each of them various names and he could just buzz me out of the blue and he's like, Emi Wonder, how far? Like, what's up? Where we are at this point in time, like, what's up? Career-wise, he wants to know where I am and like my focus and where I want to be. And he tries as much as possible to share some opportunities he feels like I'm a perfect fit for opportunities like that. I'm looking back at our chat, I'm like, so is actually gone. I remember the day I shaved off my hair, uploaded it on my WhatsApp status. He just buzzed me and he's like, guy, why did you cut your hair? So I'm just thinking about a whole lot of things now, not going to have these conversations with him again, not going to see his updates, not going to hear bands from Sam about I mean, it's a whole lot of things. But I believe where is now, he's actually happy and he has been able to achieve a lot, irrespective of his age. Beyond Oke's age, Oke is a very open-minded person. If he never tells you that he's 21 or he's 20 or he's 19, as at then he was 19, you'd never believe because of his level of communication and understanding. So I believe that Oke is in a better place and his mom and his brother, God should just comfort them and always make a way for them. whatever is their heart desires, because He just grants it unto them. I mean, it's hard to say this now, but you just have to say it. I miss okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Anu, are you there?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, good evening. My first meeting with Oke was on Asha Group. At that time, we would always throw bands and then always throw band at me, especially because I was using Adobe XD and I was using Figma, and we always have this back and forth. And that was our first relation. And then subsequently, we got closer. We even belonged to a smaller group. I remember one time I needed his help concerning grids. I had issues with my grid because I had just switched to a different layout. So I needed help with that. And as I messaged him, and it took his time, he sent me voice notes to explain how to go about it. And it was very helpful, you know. And although it's very difficult to accept the fact that he's gone, because I remember I was chatting with Lola some days ago, and I told her that I still went to his Twitter page to see if it was going to, maybe there was going to be a tweet or something, maybe everything was just false. And I still visited his Dribble page recently, I think some days ago, to check his design. I scrolled to as far back as his first design. I just probably he was going to tweet something or put out another design, or maybe he was just going to show that I was still around. But then, but hearing how much he has impacted people's life, it's comforting on his own to show that he lived, and it shows how he didn't let life happen to him. It shows exactly how he wanted to do his things. He acted so much older than you would imagine. I pray that his family find the strength to get themselves together. I pray that his girlfriend, I pray that people around him find enough strength to get themselves together. Even recently, Darren showed me a chat that he had posted on Asha Group that I pray Anu finds a job where the company would use Figma, and everybody laughed about it because we all thought that day was impossible because I was always using XD. But yeah, it was right. Look at me now. I'm working in a company that to use Figma, and remembering all of those just makes, well, I just pray that it gets better, and I pray that it's resting well. Thank you.
Thank you, Anu. Emmanuel. Hello? Emmanuel, are you there?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. I actually wrote this down so that I won't miss words. But then, I never knew okay. Let me start from there. I never knew okay. But then the day of his passing, I logged into Twitter, and the first post I saw was about a designer called Okay who lost his life to the happenings. And I saw an earlier tweet. The tweet tweeted like 3 hours before then that Nigeria wasn't going to end him. And before long, his passing actually he happened. I checked out his Twitter profile, and then there was this particular picture, I don't know, I can't remember who posted it, of him standing by the beach, looking so good and awesome. And I decided to check out a few of his work. I saw a few of his tweets where he had posted his works, and then I knew that the design community had lost something. To be honest, the design community had lost the gem because OK was good. Like, I'm a designer. I'm just starting out, not quite long, like 2 years now, and then I usually used to feel myself because people usually tell me that my work is good. But I saw Okay's work and I started belittling my own work. You know, it got to that point where I would sit down and I'll rethink what Okay's work was like and try as much as possible. I'm currently working on something and I'm called copywriting, but or dubbing, but then I'm trying as much as possible to see if it's possible for me to like pick some of his techniques or some of the things I saw in his design and apply them to mine. But then, truth be told, and to be honest, we actually lost something in the design community in the form of OK. My heart goes out to his family, to Darren, to every other person who was close to, from the tiniest to the biggest portion of everybody's heart and life that he touched. Seriously, we're really going to miss him. I know he's in a better place. And like Dan said in his tweet, whenever you just see the day looking so much brighter and very, very as though it's happy and alive, we all know that OK is out there. He's up there, I mean. He's up there designing something awesome. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Please, David and Zaina, please mute your mics. And if you would like to speak, just raise your hand and I'll call on you. Thank you. Ifeanyi.
Hello, good evening. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right, thank you so much for this opportunity. I didn't know OK. I only discovered the story on the very day it happened on Instagram, actually. And when it happened, I went to his profile on Twitter to just go read his tweets and go see, his story. I'm actually far away from where he is, but I grew up in the same area he grew up. I grew up in Mafuluku. So it's kind of it impacted me very, very deeply. But something that really struck me about OK's story, I recall reading a post his girlfriend Darren made some days ago about a letter he wrote to her. I think they had a fight, and this was like a resolution letter. And I was struck by how a 21-year-old was able to be very open about his emotions, to be very vulnerable. And I'm 30-year-old, and believe me when I say it's very rare for people my age or even older or even younger to be very vulnerable in that way, to be very open with their emotions, to be very eloquent with their emotions. So that really touched me. I actually want to say that OK has changed my life, because after reading that letter, I felt like, you know what, there is no reason for you to put your guards up when it comes to your relationship with people, be it a partner or a friend or whatnot. You should be vulnerable. You should be open. You should leave. You should say sorry when it's time to say sorry. You should just be open and vulnerable and all that. Okay's death it impacted me like he was my brother, because it's just weird because I don't really know OK, to be honest, but I felt very sad. I mean, last week while we were like just mourning the Lekki massacre and the end of the protest, the NSAS protest. One thing that I really was also really, really painful and very deep about the whole situation was Okay's death, because it was something that could have been avoided. But like the person before me said, I believe that Oke is somewhere out there designing things, looking out for us. I my sincere condolences to his girlfriend, to his mom, to his brother, to his friends, and everybody he touched. Like looking at the amount of people here, it's amazing. It's amazing that a 21-year-old was able to have this impact on the world while he was here. I'm so my heartfelt condolences to everyone, and I'm grateful that while I'm sad that he died, I'm grateful that while he lived, he was able to make an impact. He was able to be open, to be honest, to give, to live. I'm grateful for his life. I'm grateful for his story. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ifeanyi. Darren.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So I've been trying to put into writing what to say so I don't just mumble. But I've just really been here crying, listening to every one of you. Oh my God, God, help me not start crying again. It still feels like a dream. Okay, it's my baby. I mean, it's really hard to speak about him in past tense, but I guess this is where we are now. We weren't just lovers, we were really great friends, we were best friends. I've not been able to bring myself to stop reading all our love notes. There was almost nothing that I didn't know about Uke. I knew about all his friends, his works, his latest projects, his random ideas. He would usually give me all the tea. It meant so much to me that Uke always wanted my blessings for everything. If he needed to go see somebody, he would call me, he would ask me, he would tell me, are you comfortable? Are you okay? If you don't want me to do that, I'm not going to do it. It was that kind of person. We shared
Darren, we can't hear you anymore. Maybe she's having network issues. Okay, she's left, so she should probably be joining back soon. Okay, while we wait for her to join back, Enoch. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Sorry, I just came from work, traveling.
Sorry, we can't hear you anymore. You're muffled.
Can you hear me now?
Still slightly muffled.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I said my name is Muyiwa Williams, Babawali, and can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Hello?
I think I'm back.
Hello?
Hi,
Hello?
we can. But I think Darren is back. So
Hello?
I'll just hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
I'm back.
Hello?
Hello, Enoch.
Hello?
Can you hear us? Okay, yes, all right.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Okay, Darren, you can speak, sorry.
Okay, so I was talking about how, okay, I was a calm, soft one, and I am on the other spectrum. So whenever okay and I said I love you, so we had this thing of where we would always like personalize it, and he would say, "Oh, I love you, my babe," and I would say the same. And I felt like I had found like something so genuine, and it was just great. Nothing was ever forced. We just really connected. Okay, I always went above and beyond for me. When I started designing, because we are both designers, okay was the happiest. He would always say he has always dreamt of a partner who shared the same career interest as him, but he always thought the closest he would get to that would be an architect. So when I started designing, he went overboard to ensure I had like a very solid foundation. And when I got my design job, okay was the happiest. He hated to hear me say anything like, "Oh, I need," or "I want," or "Oh, I'm hungry." Like, if it meant, okay, sending me his last money just for me to go and get something for myself to eat, like, he really would not mind. He just really did everything he wanted to do for me and for everybody around him. We had similar choice in design, from digital design to interior to random material stuff. We literally could complete each other's sentences. You know, he was a brother to my sisters. The penultimate time before his demise, he came around to mine. When he came around to mine, he brought my sister's gifts and all that. Like, even like package. He went to the post office to get my delivery, and he wrapped it in a gift. So it wouldn't be like I'm not receiving gift to my sisters. Like, it was that cute. So on Wednesday, okay, we still spent the weekend before he passed. The weekend before he passed here, we still spent it together. And on Wednesday, before he passed, we were still texting. He was still like telling me about the aftermath of the protests going on in his area, and how they had set up the Mafuluku police station on fire. So like we still like had that conversation. So when I saw that my text to okay, we're no longer delivering, I started calling him to make sure, oh, okay, he's fine. Only for his brother to pick up the phone and said, somebody has been stabbed, send an ambulance, just find a way to get an ambulance. I didn't know it was okay. However, I was already shaking. I was like, oh my God. So I came on Twitter, I was shaking. I just like sent like a number of tweets, we need an ambulance at Mafuluku, Oshodi. So they were saying, oh, ambulance couldn't get to them, ambulance couldn't get to them. The hoodlums are not allowing ambulances to get to them. But eventually I saw a tweet where somebody said things are better there now, and the hoodlums have left. But like nobody was still picking Oke's phone. I mean, at that point I started getting scared. So I said, okay, let me see for myself. Let me search for Mafuluku on Twitter to just maybe like I'll just like give myself an a hint on anything that's been going on, or maybe let me just see like something that will just like give me a lead. Then I saw my babe's picture. I think that's like the most horrific thing I've seen in my life. So when I saw his picture, I just started praying. I just started praying that he would leave. I just started praying that he would leave. And after a few minutes, I was able to like talk to his brother, and his brother said he didn't make it and he died. It was like my world came crashing down. I didn't know what to do. You know, I just started screaming, I started crying. At some point, I sat down. I was running temperature. You know, I know okay is a fighter. And if it was up to him to stay, he would have. Because I know he would never intentionally hurt me. I'm very proud of him. He lived very intentionally. Very proud. I'm very proud to have encountered Oke firsthand. I'm very proud that when he was here, I loved him wholly. I loved him intentionally. He was really a genius. And you know, I often wondered how Oke was just 21 because you would never talk to him and know his age except he told you. But I'm very proud. Thank you everyone for coming to talk about Oke. Thank you everyone for having something to say about how he impacted you. I'm really grateful. Thank you. Yeah, this is the end.
Thank you so much, Jane. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how you're feeling. But thank you for sharing. Sharon.
Hi guys, good evening. I never really knew Oke, but when I started my design journey, I would go to Oke's Twitter page, his media site, and I would go and check for his designs and try to see if I could redesign his designs. Then I would also check his dribble part and see if I could get any design that I could design. So basically, when I talk about my design journey, I'm definitely going to talk about the fact that I will go to Oke's page and get some designs that I could redesign. Everything really hurts tonight because I wish I knew Oke beyond just going to his page and getting his designs, because I knew that if I had approached him beyond that, it could have probably impacted me more. So, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for having that opportunity. I'm grateful he shared his design and gave someone like me an opportunity to grow. And I'll forever be grateful for that. And I really pray that God comforts his family members, Derry, and everyone that he loved, and everyone that loved him as well. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Caleb, are you there?
All right. Hello. Can you hear me? Is the audio good?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So I'm Caleb, and many of you do not know, but I started Asha Coterie, the design community, with a group of friends. And Oke was one of the early believers in the dream, in the vision of impacting the lives of designers and connecting them in such a way that it would be beneficial to them and their careers. He was always available. And of course, this wouldn't be the first time you're hearing this. Throughout this call, this is exactly what people have been saying. He was always available. He was always there for people. And it was no exception with his fellow designers in the community. He was always the first to drop a critique, a very constructive critique, actually. He was an inspiration to how much in depth I could go into offering advice to designers on what to do, as well as him being an inspiration in so many ways to every single person in the community. And it wasn't even that he was always active. It was just that he was impactful. He was available to people on the group and outside of the group, and he touched the lives of many people. And even when the connection was basically as a matter of profession, that we were both designers, the level of connection we would share after a while would become more personal than you actually anticipated. For example, someone talked about how she approached him to get better at design, and that relationship became so beneficial, so pure, and so um, heartwarming that there were a lot of personal things involved. It stopped being just about career. It was about being a better person, because OK believes that you could be a better person. OK was never finished. He had been designing for a while. He had accumulated so much wealth of knowledge in different aspects of the profession, but he never thought himself an expert, a master. Those words meant nothing to OK. He was always on a grind to improve himself. It was amazing to watch. One of our first programs for educating designers was the Asha sessions, and OK was the first person to agree to hold a session. OK's session was what made our first parlay into design education possible. He was taken from us, and none of us knows why him. It's the same question I keep asking, the same question everyone has been asking tonight. It's a difficult thing to process. I pray for strength. Pray for everyone to have strength. It will be years before I personally would recover. From what we've heard tonight, it's the same for most people, not all. Thank you.
Thank you, Caleb. Raf, R-A-F.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right. So I remember how I met this young man few hours after my weave and optics class back then in school. Right there and then we started talking. Before then, I started design few months before this time, and he offered to give me this Photoshop CC15 Illustrator, and I think this 8 gig worth of videos. Well, I also had videos, so he took some from me. So we exchanged contacts and we started talking. To be honest, it's funny how I still use the Photoshop till date. Somehow he became my mentor, and oftentimes we talked. I learned a whole lot from him, and I think that was how I met my new friend Femi. Yeah, it was funny back then how I met him also at the Asha Coterie group. I think then we were about 20 when I joined. So from there, we also divided between two of us concerning design. We talked about design and everything. So last year was quite tough and it wasn't so easy. I remembered I met him again in school, and then he asked me how work was going. And I'm like, not so good. And then he asked if I was growing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm trying. Then he was like, guy, how far? Then told me like, low key, I don't sound happy that it's better to not even have a job than to be sounding this way. I was like, guy, why? Then we laughed about it, and He went his way, I went my way. Before then, he gave me insight on what to look out for. I took his advice, and I think this was in January, yeah, right after the exams. So I took product school based on referral from him in August. No, yeah, August thereabout, July, August. And luckily, he was the first person to like congratulate me on my successful completion of the course. And by March, I had before then by March I had left my job and decided to build on myself throughout the entire period from April like down and all that. By September, I felt like if I had this sense of fulfillment that yeah, I think I'm okay and I'm good to like start looking out for jobs. And just this month, I got the job. I was literally planning on messaging him when I saw the news on the group that he was dead. It's really sad hearing about his death, and hearing about it was really hard for me to process because for a guy like me that's quite soft, I cried. Yeah, I did. Well, I know he's in a better place now, and to the rest of his family, to Darren, I pray you all strength. I know Big Man lives, he's here. Thank you.
Thank you. Plums.ng.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So, please, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, yeah. So I did not know, okay, personally, but I've always known Daring. She was a year ahead of me in school, and she was my school mom. And then she's a really amazing person, and I don't know. She's my go-to person. Anything, I just hit her up, and then she always has something to say. So when I saw her tweets on Twitter, and then saying there was an ambulance needed and all that, honestly, when I found out that it was okay, I had so much faith, like that he was going to be fine. And then I kept on retweeting, and then I had so much faith. And even when she even said the body had to be moved or something, and then I even hit her up on WhatsApp, still saying that don't worry, because I just honestly, it did not cross my mind. I'm like, okay, it's not him, it's someone else. And she just wrote he's dead. And then honestly, even if I did not know him personally, that was like a heartbreak, because it just felt so bad for someone close to me to losing someone that close to her. And from everything everyone has been saying, I can tell he was a really amazing person, and he really loved Darren so much, and Darren gave him her all too, and I'm grateful for that. And I really hope, because Darren is an amazing person and everyone too deserves the best, and I really hope his loved ones, Darren, his mom, his brother, gets peace and finds solace knowing that he lived his best even if he passed. I really hope everyone around him, everyone gets. I just pray that God grants everyone the fortitude to bear this loss, because honestly, even if I did not know him personally, it is really heartbreaking. And I pray that God comforts everyone.
Halima.
Hi everybody. Good.
Hello, Halima, you're muted.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Well, the first time I had an encounter with not a lot of people know this. I don't even think Darren knows this, but he had texted me on Instagram because Darren and I had a fight, a very stupid fight actually, and he had messaged me on Instagram about the fight, and he was like that you and Darren should make up, that that it's not worth you fighting over. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I've never like had any serious encounter with this person before. I never we just see ourselves in school and we just say hi and we pass by. So it was like, okay, that why would somebody care so much about, a fight that me and Darren had? And I don't even think at the time that they were dating. I think they were friends. I don't think they were dating at the time. So it was just like, and then from that conversation, went on to have like so many other conversations about so many things. And then I saw that I had known that, okay, this is a really like brilliant person. And although I didn't like proceed to have a deeper relationship with him, because I just felt like, some relationships sometimes it's just supposed to be the way it is. Sometimes you don't have to force it too much. And to be honest, when I even realized that he and Darren were dating, I was like so happy for Darren. Like I was genuinely happy. I was like, oh, finally, that I was also really happy that she was able to like find or experience this like true, genuine love, because you could just tell that there was no corny, there was nothing shady in their relationship. It was like just pure love. And it was just really heartbreaking to find out that this happened. And I don't know, I've just been praying every day for her, for Darren, and for his family, that they find comfort and most especially healing from everything that has happened, because it's really hard on them and on every other person that has felt its impact one way or the other. So I pray that we all find comfort and we all find healing, and we can never forget him. It's not possible. In years to come, we can never forget such a great person Oke was, and is actually. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for sharing. Farm or denial?
Hi, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. I never actually knew Okay. I never knew him. I just saw it on Twitter on the day it happened, and really, then I went through everything Darren posted, everything every other person had to say about him. And I went through his page too, and like it was actually really painful. I never knew, but it was really painful. Like it's so painful. And I'm actually amazed at how much of an impact he was to a lot of people. Like it's an inspiration actually. Like I'm inspired to do more and to actually live better. Really. It's really amazing. He was such a promising young lad. It's so painful. Like we lost a gem. I never knew, but hearing all the amazing stuff, everything everyone has said about him, it's really amazing. It shows he was an amazing person. He was so thoughtful. Like he was just he had a pure heart, really. And I'm actually thankful that there are lots of good things, lots and lots of good things everybody has said about him and people had to say about him. And I'm actually glad he lived a really good life, though short, but he lived well. And even in death, he's still an inspiration, really, because it's really amazing. Like, was really so young, but he really made a great impact. That's something, really. That's really something. It's so sad and really heartbreaking that it had to be this way. My heart goes out to his family and friends. My heart goes out to Darren. My heart goes out to everybody who knew him. I just pray for God's peace. I pray for God's peace for his family, for his mom, for Darren, for everybody who knew him.
Imagine, like, I never knew, and like I felt the pain. Imagine how heartbreaking it must be for all of his friends and family. I pray God comforts and grants them peace, and it's still comforting to know that here he's in a better place. Yeah. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Odunaya. So for me, honestly, I don't even know where to start. I feel like if I stop talking, I'll just start crying. But I met Oke through the Coterie group, like a number of people have said. I joined the group when I started UI design, like October last year. And Oke was one of the people that I noticed he was quiet, he wouldn't always talk, but then when it came to certain discussions like geeking out on typography, history, Caleb, Oke was always there. And it would amaze me that you guys, why are you talking about this? What benefit does this have? I'm not the kind of person that really focuses on the history of all these things, but then they were. And it was really admirable and really funny to watch. But one day, I can't remember how exactly or what exactly happened that made me want to message me. If you know me, you know I farms people, right? Like that's my MO. I farms designers and people that I admire. And Oke was one of them. He probably posted something on the group, or I had posted one of my works and he reviewed it, and I was like, oh no, this guy is somebody that I have to know, right? So I sent him a message and I was like, hi, I'm Darren and I'm here to fund you. And basically that's how our friendship started. We started talking. We didn't talk that much initially. It was just like, you know how the beginning stages of friendship can be. Just talk once in a while, say hey once in a while. If someone posts something funny on their WhatsApp status, we respond, that kind of thing. But then I don't know how. Okay, actually, now thinking about it, I do know how. Like over time, we became closer. I got a job at a digital agency in Ikeja in like February. And after I got the job and after having like a few conversations with my boss, I got to find out that Oke actually used to work where I worked. Like I was basically the designer that was taking over from him. And I didn't know that until after I got the job. So obviously, when it came to asking for help regarding work, Oke would be the first person I'll go to because he worked there and he understood how everything worked. When I could, I would basically force him to come to the office as well so that we could hang out and he would indulge me. Sorry, so I don't ramble. Oke he was basically just an amazing person. He was very good for my self-confidence. He boosted my self-confidence in every way, like in design and just me as a person. He was very dedicated to making sure that I knew how much of an amazing person that I am, and I'm really grateful for that. I don't know, Oke was the kind of person that you could say anything and everything to, right? Like, as everybody on this call has basically said, he was literally like everybody's just partner. He cared about the little details, the things that you would think nobody would care about. Like he cared about those. So I'm the kind of person who sometimes I just get like super lazy and I can't type, so I'll send voice notes. And I'm sure like Mudia is laughing at me right now and all these other guys, but I would send like super long voice notes because I'm trying to just like prove a point. And the kind of person I am is like when I'm talking, right, I don't stay on point. So like I'm talking about A and then A will sort of lead to B. I haven't finished A, right? Like A has led to B, then B has led to C. Then I was still trying to go back to B and A. So like obviously my voice notes end up being super long and about various things. And sometimes I may not even end up saying the thing I initially started the voice note for. And then I would see like 8 minutes voice notes and be like, bro, what are you saying in this voice note? And I'm like, you don't actually have to listen to it right now. It's not important. It's just like random ramblings. And I remember there was this day that he said something and like, it's actually just been with me since then. He'll say, how did he put it? Basically everything you have to say is important. Like nothing you say is just like a random rambling, right? And it was just amazing how thoughtful and sensitive and kind he was. It doesn't make sense because human beings are not perfect. Well, Oke was basically perfect, honestly. Anytime I needed help with designs, anything, Oke would be one of the first people that I would go to. I'd be like, okay, I'm having a problem with this, please, like, what do you think? And if he can't like explain it as per type out the solution for me to work on, he'll be like, oh, okay, I'm free now. We can get on a Zoom call in like 5 minutes and just like, I'll take you through it, right? And we'd get on the Zoom call and he would help me with it, like just explain what I should do. And if it's like something that I can't actually do because it's super complex, he will literally just like take the time to do it for me. And it was just like, he was like my older brother, even though I was older than him. And I would always tease him about like the fact that he is, I think I'm older than him by a couple of days, about 20 or so days. And I would always tease him about it, right? And he hated it. He absolutely hated it. So I'll just send her his messages like, oh, hey, Leo, bro. And he'd be like, guys, stop that. That's basically where the whole thing about the twin thing came up, because I wasn't willing to call him an older brother because like, fam, I'm older than you. But yeah, that's where the whole twin, like he's my twin, she's my twin thing came up. Yeah, like I don't want to talk for too long because sorry, who is this? Amara? Hello? Okay. Just like I said, so I'm not talking on for too long. Yeah, Oke was an amazing person, and I'm really glad that I got to be his friend. He inspired me to do better in everything. He really believed in me. There are many times that I would doubt myself, especially like as a designer. I would doubt that I'm good enough. And he was literally always there to boost my confidence and tell me that I shall be this work. And I could, like I said, I could really go on and on. One thing that I'm super grateful for is that I got to see him, I think it was this month actually. Yeah, I got to see him this month. We hadn't seen since April-ish. So yeah, I'm glad that I got to see him this month before what happened. I was supposed to have this photo shoot with one of my friends, Abayomi, for his birthday. And Daniel was supposed to come to my estate and I was supposed to take the pictures there. But then I decided that, okay, let's go out, right? Let's go somewhere, let's go eat. And I remember that one thing that when Oke helps me with work, like when he helps me with designs and everything, I would tell him that, guy, I owe you a burger, because I know he loves burgers. So like, oh, I owe you a burger for this, I owe you a burger for that. And like, I still haven't even gotten him those burgers, funny enough. I just hate that. But yeah, I told Daniel that, okay, let's go to Berg in GRA. And then we can also invite Oke, so I can give him these burgers I'm owing him. So I called Oke the day before, and I was like, guy, we're going to GRA, you're coming. Like, I literally did not give him a choice. Like, we're going to Berg, you're coming. And he was like, okay. And the day came, we went to Berg, Oke met us there, Lola met us there, and it was just like really fun, like all of us close friends just hanging and chilling. We took a lot of pictures and videos. Like I said, I'm just extremely grateful that we all got to see him that time. He was happy, he was talking about the things that he was planning to do, how he was about to quit his job, or what, I don't remember whether he had already quit or he was about to quit, but then he just wants to take time to like grow and do a lot of self-development. And it was just like extremely inspiring to listen to. Yeah, I think I'll stop there. Oke was an amazing person, as everybody has already made clear. And I hate that he was taken from us. I really hate it. Out of everybody in this world, Oke did not deserve to die, but it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, basically that's it. Does anyone else have anything that you would like to say? The floor's still open. Anyone? Hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah, I think that's actually all that we have for now. Thank you everybody for joining and really appreciate you guys taking the time to, it's been a lot. It's been extremely emotional. Okay, someone would like to speak. Hi, Eugene.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening, everybody. So my name is Eugene. I am not a fan of Okez. I never knew him before the day he died. But when I saw him on, I think Murphy's status, yes, it's rather shook me because he said all he wanted to do was become world class, basically world class designer, and that is what I'm going for. And the fact that he was my age and he had the same dreams, passion, and drive as I do, it really took me unaware, and I was really really sad. And as it is now, I'm telling my friends now that I want to be like okay because listening since this thing started about how he has been more of like a cover, like a big, great, massive influence for everybody. It was just so inspiring. So I want to basically, I just want to be that to people that I know also. Because okay was from the stories from everybody from Mudia to Seb to Darren to everybody, even yourself, it was just so touching and at the same
Next
time
Saturday.
heart wrenching at the same time. So
No, in Lagos.
basically,
Beggar.
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
basically,
I don't
RIP
know.
to okay, and that's it basically. Thank you.
Thank you, Eugene. Sorry for that distraction. I didn't know my mic was still on. Okay, before we round up, last person, Judith. Okay, Judith doesn't seem to want to talk anymore. Well, she's left. Okay, yeah, Darren.
Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you for staying to the end. I think we're wrapping up now. I also want to extend the love from and his brother Daniel. They are all very grateful. Daniel couldn't attend this, but he requested for the recording. So sending that in. I was able to see them last weekend, and we're able to just talk about all the good things. So thank you everybody. I just wanted to extend the love from Daniel's mom, Oke's mom. Thank you everyone. We're so grateful. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.